Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Engineered Life channel, where we talk about engineering and what it's all about on my way to and from work. So today I wanted to talk about how to choose a school for engineering. Okay, and I think this breaks down into maybe, I guess, two different categories, just depending on your situation and what you want to end up doing. Okay, so in general, I personally think it's what you make of school that's really going to make your educational experience count. But let's also talk about all the different factors of school and kind of how to choose a school. So I break it down into two things. The number one thing is, okay, going to a school that's going to allow you to do the things that you want to do with engineering. The second thing is finding an affordable school that you can actually afford and you can pay and pay off. Now, my personal opinion is that you should be not going into thousands and thousands of dollars of debt in order to get your degree, because if you do, then that means you're going to have to work for many years after you graduate in this specific field in order to pay off those loans. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't take out any loans or anything like that. I would just try to encourage you, especially if you're like a junior, maybe a senior in high school, to really start taking the scholarship hunt very seriously. And I'm going to make a separate video about that, and I'll link to that in the description, and also put it in the box at the top here. But to do a very good job with their scholarship research so that you can actually afford it. Okay, so let's talk about this first factor, which is going to a school because it has the stuff that you want to do. Okay, so in general, I encourage, let's say you are very interested in a specific industry and a specific job. So say you're into cars and you want to be a car designer and you want to be an automaking, right? So in the US, at least, the biggest, well, I don't know if it's the biggest anymore, but a central area for where cars are made is in Detroit, and there's still a few automakers that are based out of there and do a lot of the work out of there. So if you're really interested in going into that, then you want to go to a school that is close to the industry that you want to work in. So if you're in aerospace, go to a school that's close to a lot of aerospace companies. And the reason I say this is that a lot of companies will be at the career fairs that are very close to you. And if you happen to do well at those career fairs, then you're also in the position and location, and it's easy to go ahead and do those interviews and connect with that company and do company tours. Otherwise, if you're interested in the aerospace industry and you live in an area that there's not a lot of aerospace going on, then that means you have to take the chance and spend a lot of time traveling to these locations to meet these people at these companies so that they know about you and so that they can get interested and even interview you. So that is very, very, very huge. Now, you can make it work. You can definitely make it work and go to school in an area where industry is not what is extremely more difficult, unless you get lucky and you just happen to have that really good resume that just happens to stand out for whatever reason, and they decide to take a chance to have you out to interview you. So location is very, very critical. The next thing to look at, that's the top thing to look at. The next thing down from that is just the school ranking and how prestigious it is. So you kind of want to look at, is it engineering program, is it rated well, are people saying good things about it, is it known for being a good program, because on your resume that could be something that stands out. Now, it's not important for your resume. Don't go to school thinking like, I need to go to the school because, I need to put this on my resume. Don't think like that. But it can help out, especially if someone that you're about to be hired by, they used to go to that school or anything like that. And usually a higher ranked school is going to have a little bit more organized education. I don't want to say better, but maybe a little bit more organized, a little bit more credentials, and it's called being accredited. If the university is accredited, that means that it's been approved pretty much by inspectors, that it is a good engineering college and that it meets all the criteria of an engineering college. So look for ranking and look to see if it is, I think it's called ABET, ABET accredited. And if it's ABET accredited, then you're good to go, right? What are another factor to choose when looking at an engineering school is to honestly take a tour of it. And what I did personally, I knew that I wanted hands-on stuff. I wanted a place that had decent lab, that had a machine lab, and that did senior projects or products that were very hands-on that I could get involved with. And the school that I chose, Wright State University, happened to have the Baja or SAE Baja program that I was interested in, and I saw at many different other schools, and so I saw that and I said, okay, this can be a choice because it has something that I'm really interested in. So whether it be, you think you're hands-on, so you want to look for a specific project that university does, or maybe you're more into the research side of things, you think you want to get into research, look at what research they do, right? So before you even get to the university, while you're taking a tour, ask about the research they're doing, get in contact with the professor that works there and ask these kinds of questions, right? Now, if you're worried about, let's say now, the education side of it, and you want to make sure you're getting a really good education, there's really good teachers, website that I use even during college is called Rate My Professor. And what I encourage you to do is you go online, you basically type in the university that you want to go to, you go to the professor's section of whatever degree that you're looking for, electrical, mechanical, and then you look at the list of professors, and then you go to Rate My Professor and you just type in that professor name and you see how that professor is ranked. And you get an idea of how they teach classes. Are they hard, difficult, they don't come prepared, show up late, they're good with tests, all that kind of stuff. And that gives you a really actual practical and kind of hands-on view of the place. And it's not just like you ask someone during a tour, how was engineering? They're going to give you a very generic response. They're going to say, it's very good, I think you're going to enjoy it, They won't give you really specific information. So that is the third way to know if an engineering college is right for you. Now the last, and it's also very important, but just getting a feel for a school and just seeing, are the people that go here nice, friendly? Is there outside hobbies that I can get into here? Is the size of the school comfortable? Is it too small? Is it too large? You want to make sure that you just feel comfortable at that school. What does the demographic look like? Is it a PWI? Is it an HBCU? Do you feel like people there have the same interests? So, just things that will make you comfortable and will make that learning process just that much smoother for you, right? And so now we're going to switch and talk a little bit, because I'm going to go even more into depth about this one. But the other factor is affordability. This one's pretty obvious. In my case, affordability was a very large factor, so I didn't really look into, okay, are the professors good? Is it a high-ranked engineering college? I looked at, can this place provide me any kind of scholarship? and will I be able to go tuition free? And so that's how I made my decision. And the fact that they did have, like I said, that senior project of doing the Baja stuff, I knew it was going to be a decent choice for me because of the financials were lined up as well. And another video, I'm going to be talking about how you can get that scholarship money so that you can save while you're in college. Save money coming out of your pockets, not actually save, because it is difficult to be working and being a full-time engineering student. You can do it. I don't encourage it because I feel like you should focus strictly on engineering and not just getting through classes, but learning engineering through yourself, which I tried my best to do, but I did so many other things while I was doing engineering that I feel like I could have done a better job at. So stay tuned for next video. I'm going to go ahead and link it in this one. We're going to be talking about engineering scholarships, how you can get them, and I'll be posting all those types of links and resources. But anyways, I hope you learned a little bit about how to choose a school for engineering. If you got anything from this video, if you liked it, go ahead and make sure to like, and make sure to leave a comment if you have any concerns or any more questions, or would like any additional information on anything I said in this video. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video real soon. Peace.